Hello everyone and welcome back. A few months ago we received a leak that actually told us we'd be receiving 2 more DLCs for Jurassic World Evolution 2 this year, and the first of which came in the form of the Dominion Bios expansion and the second is still unknown. Which leaves so much room for speculation, as I'm sure you're aware if you're a regular viewer of the channel. I can literally come up with 20 DLC ideas within the space of about 2 months. And today is no different, as in today's video we will be looking at a potential Jurassic DLC coming to Jurassic World Evolution 2. But before I take it any further, you may well have noticed that I have both a new logo and a new banner. And I think it's pretty obvious that I wasn't accountable for these drawings because, you know, if I did, then it would be like putting lip balm on a fish. However, as a matter of fact, the same person that actually did these drawings for me is the same person I'm actually somewhat collabing on this video for. So before you take it any further, go down into the description, check out Aiden Animation's channel, subscribe to him, check out his videos, just show him support, because really my channel would look nowhere near as professional, nor would this video, as you'll see later on. One of my biggest issues with making DLC videos is delivering a visual representation of the dinosaurs and the way I really see the DLC, and thanks to Aiden that won't be a problem today especially. So before you watch this video, definitely go check him out, he deserves it. But with that being said, if we can try and smash 30 likes on today's video, that would mean the world to me. And yeah, let's get into the video. So some of my most anticipated DLCs for Jurassic World Evolution 2 come in the form of a Triassic DLC, a Cretaceous DLC, even a Cenozoic DLC, but I've never really highlighted the Jurassic era. And my reasoning for this is really I don't have any, other than the fact that the game is Jurassic World Evolution 2, so I've never really thought they'd go down the path of including a Jurassic DLC. But then again, in the saga where dinosaurs are alive, the sky really well and truly is the limit. And on that note, for the first dinosaur I'd like to see in a potential Jurassic DLC, it's the Camptosaurus. So if you have no clue whatsoever what the Camptosaurus is, there's a little brief description in the bottom right. I'm not going to read it out, but if you are interested, feel free to pause the video. So initially I didn't actually choose this list for today's video, Aiden did. But I have to say, I agree with all the dinosaurs and reptiles chosen, and they all follow a relatively similar reason as the Camptosaurus. And that reason being the fact that to the general public, these dinosaurs and reptiles aren't, you know, as commonly known as your Tyrannosaurus Rex, and that's the reason why I feel like Frontier should take this sort of dynamic with their DLCs, introducing your more sort of uncommon dinosaurs. And I know that that doesn't seem like a valid reason to take this route with a Jurassic DLC, but just think about how people reacted when we got the Cryolophosaurus and Changosaurus. They're dinosaurs that really no one expected, yet we were all so excited when we got them. And it's for that reason that I believe the Camptosaurus should be in this Jurassic DLC. Next up though, for the final dinosaur in this DLC, I have the Torvasaurus. Now, the same goes for Camptosaurus. You can pause the video and read the little description box. But, you know, who's really not choosing the Torvasaurus in a Jurassic DLC? For me, at least, I've wanted the Torvasaurus ever since we first saw it in Prehistoric Kingdom, because literally since that point, it's been up there in terms of Concavenator and Gorgosaurus, in terms of my favourite carnivores. Which, for reference, means that it's pretty damn high. And of course, generally, the Torvasaurus is just a fan favourite dinosaur, not necessarily because it's appeared in the franchise, which, as far as I'm aware, it hasn't, but just because it's such a likeable dinosaur. And for that reason, I believe that it should appear in the potential Jurassic DLC. Penultimately though, I've gone for a pterosaur as a matter of fact, and it's actually there to sort of restore balance in terms of the pterosaur genus in Jurassic World Evolution 2. So, the Dimorphodon is kind of the compy of the pterosaurs, if you will, and if you know the compy, you'll know that there's the Coelophysis, but for the Dimorphodon, it's really just the Dimorphodon. So, to quote Restore Balance, I believe that in the Jurassic DLC, Frontier should include the Rhamphorhynchus. So, if you remember a year or so ago at this point, when everyone was still making their lists, speculating about what creatures they wanted to see in Jurassic World Evolution 2, one of the most recurring flying reptiles I've come to find was, funnily enough, the Rhamphorhynchus. Now again, I don't really think there's much of a nailed on reason as to why so many people wanted the Rhamphorhynchus, but it was literally there alongside the likes of the Quetzalcoatlus, so it was a pretty demanded flying reptile to say the least. And unsurprisingly, a DLC dedicated to the Jurassic would be the perfect opportunity to introduce the Rhamphorhynchus alongside every other creature mentioned in this list. But before we move over to the final creature me and Aiden would like to see in our Jurassic DLC wishlist, let me know down in the comments some creatures you want to see in a potential Jurassic DLC. Well, for the final creature I'd like to see in a potential Jurassic DLC, it comes in the form of the infamous Predator X, also known as the Pleosaurus. The Pleosaurus can only really be described as what I may be as bold to say, the equal to the Mosasaurus in Jurassic World Evolution 2. So the entire Jurassic saga has this almost way or idea of restoring balance and restoring dominance, and what way to really go alongside that idea than a Jurassic DLC. And I know that generally speaking the Dimorphodon is pretty powerless in Jurassic World Evolution 2, but again, finding your equal in the Rhamphorhynchus, it would just be funny to see them like flap it out and fight. I don't know, that's just something I'd like to see. But in terms of scale, for the Pleosaurus and Mosasaurus to battle, that's just something I'd personally love to see. Two absolute powerhouses of the prehistoric ocean actually fighting in JW2 would be like my childhood dream come reality, and honestly, if Frontier did go through with this, it would just be so cool to see. I'm hoping that the Mosasaurus does find its equal before Jurassic World Evolution 2 does inevitably come to the end like most games. However, will it be the Megalodon? Will it be Predator X? I guess only time will tell. But with that being said, if you have enjoyed today's video, please do consider checking out Aiden's channel and perhaps even consider subscribing to mine for pretty much daily Jurassic World Evolution 2 content. I'm really pushing for 2,000 subscribers. I've literally been watching my sub count while recording this video. And yeah, if we can hit 30 likes on today's video, that would be awesome as well. But with that being said, thanks for watching, and I do hope to catch you in the next one.